This is what it looks like now, but hopefully there'll be tents and all that here later. There's the Granby Cafe next to Zero's Barbershop. They're providing food for the homeless. There'll be toilets further down the road, and well, this is what it looks like now. Let's see what it looks like later. Though we do have video coverage to make sure everyone's safe that want to turn up. Who do we have here then?
Oh, Salon. Call me what you want. Normally known as Zero from Zero's Barbershop. I'm meant to be doing a little video blog for a councillor called Mike Edwards to discuss what's been happening outside here on Station Street. So I don't know if anybody knows, but the station's had a lot of work done. For 5 years this road's been actually closed. The road's not actually finished yet, but they have done quite a nice job of this, opening the area up. So things are looking pretty. It's meant to be the access to the station, but we have a bit of a problem, a bit of bad weather as well. With a lot of the things the councils do, they seem to do what they want without consulting people. Well, down here, it's sort of had the building shut down for a while. 5 years the work's been going on, but we don't stop. So, good things you can do when there's nothing to do, because the council decided you're not allowed to go to work. It's getting very windy. Is I want to introduce you to the Granby Cafe, and this is called a super kitchen. So today, and it's Christmas Eve, they're preparing Christmas meals for, you could say, homeless people who need Christmas dinner. It's well, the menu, I'll be able to put that up in a bit. It's getting a bit rainy, but on this street here today, we might just have some little bits of entertainment, because we're expecting a few people to join our party, and then we can discuss really what we should be doing with the spaces in Nottingham instead of being told.
Now, did you say something about the council haven't got permission to actually do this yet?
No, the thing is that you normally go to the council to get permission for things, and they're meant to go sensibly through and decide what's going on. And this is why I brought Michael Edwards. You might like this one. We sat up in a meeting to discuss. They'd already started work. I moved my vehicle because I normally park here, but they had to dig it up for cables, and I explained I'll move my car for you to dig up the cables. And then they've sort of spent several weeks and 1.5 million laying paving slabs. But the consultation never happened. Well, it did, but it didn't go their way, so they ignored it. Must be a way of getting money.
Sounds like a dictatorship, that does.
Well, they're just saying we can do what you want, nobody can stop you. But when I was in a meeting with actually I wasn't in a meeting with Mike Edwards, because I was told very clearly that the public is not allowed to speak. And I said, as soon as I hear some bullshit, I'm off. But there is a nice transcript of this meeting, and Mike was quite impressed and quite concerned how they'd already started work, which are actually ludicrous ideas. They had their consultants, business consultants, which they should have consulted with before, and they thought this was a bloody stupid idea. Sorry about the swearing. But really, nobody needs to get access to the station. The council's policy is, and I can't say I kid you not, to make it as uncomfortable to travel by vehicle into the city. Hence there's so much congestion and so much dirty pollution from the vehicles. So solve that problem. The council's usual way is if somebody falls out of a tree, we cut the tree down, is they just pave everything. Nobody needs to get to the station. The attitude towards disabilities, well, you'll find the taxis themselves have been protesting because it's so ridiculous that it's actually anti-disability policies the council have, way above the countries. Nationally, they have rules where disabled people can access places in the city. The city council doesn't like that, and it doesn't like homeless people either. Well, in theory, it believes that they're well catered for. So if you have got nowhere to stay tonight, this is Christmas Eve, if you want Christmas dinner, we can do tonight. And if you feel you need somewhere to be safe for tonight, pop down to Station Street, see what's going on. I don't think we're going to have any musicians out here in this weather, but there's lots of like-minded people. And to be stuck out in weather like this with nowhere to live over Christmas, thank you Nottingham City Council for doing nothing. Now, if we come across people who need some help and you're not helping them, please don't get cross or aggressive with myself or the cafe or anybody else, because we're just trying to do the things which are lacking. And I don't want to be in weather like this at Christmas. So if there's any homeless people, don't come and harass them. Come and bring them some happiness and somewhere warm to sleep tonight. Thank you. Oh, I hope you like this look, but this man is actually retiring. I've found so much ridiculous comedy in dealing with the council that I have to give up. So if you want your hair cut before I retire, come see me too. Zero's Barbershop. Apparently it's the best barbershop in the world. That's my advert. Enjoy the day.
So, what's going on? It's Christmas Eve, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It is.
What are we doing?
Well, we're just getting ready now to reopen at 2 o'clock, and we have a special Merry Christmas meal, 3-course meal. We've got roast pork, all the trimmings, got Christmas cake, Christmas pudding, mince pies, cheese and biscuits. You know, we've got the whole works here, and with thanks to a couple of local businesses, we've been able to put this on so that we can feed people for nothing. There's a lot of homeless people out there that aren't going to have anywhere to go for Christmas, so we're going to try and fill that gap a little bit and feed them.
So they're actually going to have a warm meal inside?
We're going to have a hot meal, yes. That's one of my customers waiting now. It's done queuing up already.
Okay, we'll be back later to see how things are going.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I'll have a cup of tea. Don't film me. Don't film me.
So we're here at Zero's Barbers. Let's see what's going on. What are these guys up to?
Hello, Salon. Nice to see you. Well, we're up to mischief in here. As you know, the homeless people are being abused, ignored by the council. And I don't know if you've seen the weather out there, but it's hailstones, it's freezing cold, and they're having their Christmas dinner next door in Granbury's today. So some of the homeless people said that they had tents and they were interested in pitching them outside. Well, to facilitate that, you know, to make sure they stay safe, we've put up cameras to cover the entire concourse where they're going to be, to give them some added protection, and to also be able to record on site and off site on a cloud the details should the police come down and act unlawfully in any way, or should anyone come down and act unlawfully towards the homeless people. We're also setting up a Wi-Fi hotspot for them and a live stream that we're going to be putting on my wall and several other walls and get out there free walls, so people can tune in and actually watch live as this unfolds from about 4 or 5 o'clock today. And it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens. We've got the OpSafe Winter crew coming down to provide night security and blankets for anyone else. But apart from that, yeah, this is the nerve centre, the tech end.
So basically we're making sure everyone's going to be safe.
Yeah.
And if there are any disturbances, we'll be able to find out who the culprits are.
Absolutely, yeah. We've the camera system's pretty comprehensive here, and it's all digital, so we will be able to enhance it. And we have a full stretch of the road from the start of the station down to the taxi rank. So you know, it really is purely for the safety of the homeless. It's not that they have anything to fear from the public. In fact, the public have not been very good. There's a big community push behind this. The local takeaway houses are supplying the food of a night time. The taxi drivers are picking it up for them. The shops are facilitating them with food during the day. You know, there's Loxley House for the toilets. They're public toilets, as you know, so the homeless will be using Loxley House as public toilets.
So basically it's the community coming together.
Yes, it is, yeah, and they have come together. Don't forget, I mean, when this shout first went out, the public supplied the tents for them and the sleeping bags and a lot of the goods that they're going to need just to survive out there. I mean, we've been very lucky in the last week. There's been loads of unusually warm weather, an Indian summer, if you will. But now the temperature has dropped. It's down out there, and as you know, we've just been out there filming, and it's hailstones. So I think today of all days, Christmas Eve, and through the Christmas period, the homeless should be housed, comfortable, safe and warm. So this is what we're going to try and facilitate as members of the public.
Well, I'm sure that the public will also agree that they don't see anything wrong with people that are homeless sleeping in tents where they're covered by cameras for their own safety and are causing no harm to anyone.
Well, absolutely, and you've got this, I mean, and the recent story of George, the 82-year-old homeless veteran from Manchester.
Yeah.
You know, he was evicted from a squat a few weeks back and was found dead on the streets in Manchester a couple of days ago. You know, we want to try and avoid this in Nottingham, and by ignoring the problem, the council's biggest failing is that they will not open further shelters when the first shelter is full. They are reluctant to do it. So 10 or 12 homeless people, or 14 to 15 homeless people, remain homeless that night where they should be housed. And we're saying to the council, if you open up buildings, people wouldn't need to do this.
So in actual fact, it wouldn't cost the council anything to open the buildings and let people in just to stay out the rain and the sleet and the snow.
Out of the elements, yeah, of course it's the elements that'll kill you, especially over the winter period. And because we've had such an incredibly warm run up to winter, you can expect an extremely harsh one after, you know, after Christmas. So yeah, I think the main purpose of today's experiment is to provide the security blanket of 24-hour CCTV surveillance on the homeless people that do decide to congregate on that public area out there, and to make sure that should any unlawful behaviour go on, we have a documented copy of it. You know, we'll be filling in daily occurrence books here. You know, we've covered just about all we can to help the homeless survive out there in the elements, whilst making their statement to the council that they are human and they have rights and they are entitled to warm shelter. Let's not forget, we've had 81 families from Syria just brought over, and they've been housed by the council. And although that's a great thing, really, we've got to be looking at the homeless here before we do anything else. Let's get our own ex-servicemen, let's get our own veterans, let's get our own vulnerable people off the streets and into safe accommodation.
I don't think anyone could disagree with that.
No.
Right, it's up and running live on Bambuza. I don't know if you'll be able to see the code or whatever, but there it is. I'll put something out so you know where the link is for it as soon as I get it. Unless you know what it is.
I ain't got it on top of me, but
Yeah, it'll be on my wall. It'll be on Joe Public's wall by 4 o'clock. So.
Debt Free TV, in association with GetOutOfDebtFree.org.